I just have to share something else with you. I just worked with someone recently who I always feel honored. First of all, I always feel honored when somebody allows me to connect to heaven for them. It is a privilege, and I know that I am here in life to help others come to know what love is, or messages from heaven. And that's what I provide. But I was asked again, and this is not the first time I've ever heard this question, and that is, what is my purpose? What am I here for? And in this question, when it was asked of me this time, there was more of a feeling around the question of having given up in life on some level, is what I was feeling. And I'm just sharing this because I have felt that as well. And even after my near-death experience, I struggled with it all of a sudden. There's this edge of myself that I felt like, holy God, what am I going to do? Am I going to dive right here, like just jump over the edge? What am I doing? What am I doing right now? I don't like how I'm feeling. I don't know what my purpose is. I've been to heaven. I don't know what they want from me, is how I felt. And I got that same type of energy with this individual. And it deserves a voice. I cannot speak for that individual, nor would I, but I can speak from what I've experienced. And there is always a purpose. And in those moments when we are struggling with that, oh my God, I don't get it. Is it ever going to get any better? What am I here for? I mean, everything that I do, I feel like I'm being derailed, or I feel like it doesn't matter how people show up in life. They're still going to be persecuted in some way, judged, whatever it is. And you know what? That is true. Everybody has a choice of how they're going to show up every day. But that doesn't mean that you have to take on that mindset. So I chose to shift my mindset and know what it is, like get really up close. I mean, really up close with what my entire NDE was about. There was so much to it. There was like, well, I met with this person, I met with this person, I met with this person. Yep, and there was God, and oh yeah, and then this, and then I experienced this. And, it was a struggle because I didn't know what to do with all of this information. And not necessarily in this order. Okay, this was just some of the stuff that I felt. Well, so-and-so who I just shared this with just shut me down, didn't want to hear it. Okay, I'll withdraw. I can't, I don't know how to hold on to this information. I don't know what to do with it yet. I just don't now. And then there were times where I allowed others to make me feel as though I wasn't being heard. And the truth is that they couldn't hear me. But that is irrelevant. What I needed to learn with them is that they can't hear me. Like, in other words, they're deaf to my tone of my soul. They can't hear that tone yet. So it's like listening to music. You can hear the volume when it gets to a certain pitch, right? Or a certain, whatever you call it. Anyway, turn it up loud enough and you hear it. Okay, well, sometimes people who are not turned into my channel, like of TV. Okay, Heaven's TV, loves TV. Okay, if you're not tuned into this type of dialogue in any way or open to that, you're not going to hear a channel. You're not going to hear something that resonates with you, is what I'm trying to say. So like you're going to keep, searching other channels. So that's why I'm just lumping two individuals that I can think of right now. So they were on a different channel of the cable of the universe. And my channel was not, they couldn't hear me. So literally they could not hear me. They hadn't even attempted to hear something like me before. But I didn't know that then. And I allowed their way of being to determine what my value was in the relationship with them. And that's the beauty of it, is that there was a breakdown happening in those moments with those individuals. I had a breakdown of, wow, how is this supposed to, wait, why are they, da-da-da-da? And this was after my NDE. But what happened from that is the breakthrough after it. Oh my God, wait, this is why I'm here. So when I talk about getting up close and personal with my NDE again, okay, so I got all of that information. I had all of these experiences. I met Freddie Mercury. I mean, what could be better, right? That's heaven to me. And it was in heaven. And it was so incredibly powerful, my experience. It's like, I want everybody to feel what I felt. Everybody. Oh, because it would just be a different world. I'm telling you, it would just be a different world. But it's not possible for everyone to feel anybody's anything. All we can do as a fellow human on this planet is show up for one another and just listen and not have expectations of anyone to hear what it is that you're saying or not saying. So I don't know, I connected with this individual because I was like, oh, you need that push into your next level self. And I'm gonna push you gently, not because I'm trying to control or I can't control anything. I can't control anything about anybody's life and how they are listening, what they're hearing, and what they are choosing to say in response to what I mean. But it's like that encouragement. I gave the individual encouragement, and I really feel as though they received it for what it was. Because behind every breakdown you're having internally, privately, and you're going, how the fuck am I going to show up for this one? How am I supposed to wrap my head around this injustice and on whatever level it is? And I am this type of person. Why is this happening to me? Okay, well, first of all, it's not happening to you. It's happening with you. And it's happening because of you on another level. Because one, you chose in reincarnation, you choose what you are going to experience, the pivotal moments in life. You do choose them. I wouldn't have believed it had God not told me that himself. He told me. But how we get through those pivotal moments in life is totally on us. I am in control of how I choose to react or respond. And in the difference in here is that, when I respond, that means I'm giving thought to something in a deeper way. That's where we all need to be. We don't need to keep reacting like we have an answer. Okay, well, maybe we don't. You can't fake it. You can't, and if you feel uncomfortable about something and, like life gets awkward, oh, well, breathe through it. Oh, you wouldn't have believed. If I told you what the Apple guy, when I called Apple the other day, who was going, oh, this was like a life review in my real life, and I'm not even going to go there. But anyway, it was one of those moments where I just had to breathe and remind myself, things happen. Things happen. So it was funny though. But when life is not funny, and when we are feeling really challenged, it's not for us to give up in those moments. It is just not a time to throw in the towel and say, fuck it, I can't do this anymore. Okay? Give yourself permission to take a time out. You don't have to have an answer. Do not check out of a life. Do not think that you are not important enough to be here. Do not think for a second that your light isn't shining in our world, because it is. Don't think for a second that your light of your soul is not worth being seen, because it is. So in these moments where you start to break down and question yourself and question your reality of the moment, because it's really only a moment, and you have to breathe through these moments. Take deep breaths. This is self-care. Show up for yourself and just allow yourself to move through energetically what it is that you're feeling in that moment. Turn up the volume in your mind and in your head and in your soul about who you are. You are an angel of love. That's who you are. We're all an archangel or an angel. Now, it can be broken down. I can tell you that you're either God, goddess, an archangel, or an angel in your soul form that you have chosen to come here, okay? And hold love in love's frequency on this planet. Keep it alive. That is your first and foremost purpose. Now, if it's a little jolting to hear that you're a part of an angelic being's soul, well, it didn't make any sense to me when I asked him, because I thought, well, I'm sitting here at his table and he's showing me, he opened up the roof of the temple we were sitting in. It was like being at the, what do you call it? The observatory. I used to go to the Griffith Park Observatory because I'm from California, and you'd look at the stars, and sometimes they would open it up and do this whole light show and to music. Anyway, that's what God did, is he opened up this dome at the top of the temple, and he was pointing to parts of the galaxy, like the stars. He was making, I remember him talking about the stars. I don't remember exactly what he was saying, but I remember feeling like, okay, why is he telling me this? This is surreal, and it was, because I was fresh off Earth as an atheist, but now I'm being instructed by God about these stars and the planets and the galaxy, and I don't know why he's telling me this. I'm no scientist, okay, God, like, I didn't know. Why are you? He already knew that. But I felt like, I'm going to ask him. I just have to ask him this question. I said, God, you're here with me right now, and there are hundreds of thousands of people dying right now. Why are you how are you here with me? And he said to me, Megan, I'm an atom. I am as whole to you as I am to them in this now. So getting back to how it is that we are all angelic souls, we're all an atom, straight from God. So we're not in their developed form, we're in our own human form, and we have a piece of their soul. And that makes perfect sense when you think about it, because every soul is connected and united by love. Every soul, this is the birth of every soul in a human body. We come in as this bright, shining light. And what we do with our light is up to us. Now, can it ever be dimmed? No. But I mean, now, if you're, there are evil people in this world who are doing very malevolent things, and I'm not giving them airtime here. I'm just saying, like, that's when a soul goes dark. And I really believe God will, we're canceling out the energy on that soul. That's not what's happening. I don't know what he does. I'm just guessing here about that. I'm sticking with the light because I know I've seen it and I've been it and I am it and you're it. And this is what God wants us all to know. We are a piece of heaven on earth. And if you think for a second, you don't have a purpose here, think again. You absolutely do. So in this breakdown of a moment that you're having, struggling to know what your purpose is, to know how it is that you need to show up, what it is that you can do better. And by the way, quit judging yourself about this. Oh, I should have. Oh, I should have done this. Oh, I should have said this. I should have. You know what? History's no mystery. Forget about it. You can't rewrite it. So just accept it. It's already done. It does not mean, however, that you have to do it again. So there's a power in that because you get to shift how you apply yourself again in life, which is to me extraordinary. And that's all about choice. And that is the power we have been given by God himself, is choice. So we are here. We have a purpose to shine our light of love on this planet. Don't give up. Instead, seek the breakthrough from the breakdown. That breakthrough is saying, oh yeah, this breakdown moment that I'm having here, oh yeah, this is just temporary. This too shall pass. That's what they kept saying to me in my life review in heaven. This too shall pass. So it's a great reminder. This too shall pass. Breathe, breathe, breathe. I cannot stress it enough. Literally inhale through your nose 4 seconds. Hold it for 7 seconds. And then when you're ready, exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds. And do this 4 times, at least 3. Your body is relaxing. I've talked about this before and it's fantastic. I love it. I suggest it a lot. So allow your breakdown of your moment where you're just questioning everything and judging yourself unnecessarily, I might add. Have that breakthrough. Be that extraordinary light of love that you are. You know what? You're here to shine as yourself. You're not here to shine as someone else's version of a light bulb shining, okay? Someone else can say, oh, could you lower the lighting in here? It's a little too bright. Or, hey, could you turn on the light here because it's a little too dark? Well, you get to decide if your light is going to be dimmed or not. That's you. That's your choice. Are you going to allow somebody to say, oh, you're too much. Oh, you're too bright for me. Oh my gosh. Oh, and I've heard it. Oh. And you know what? Blessings received, as they say in heaven. That's what they say for thank you. I learned that in my NDE. But blessings received for letting me know what you are capable of receiving in me. The whole thing just turns, doesn't it? This whole experience just turns. Instead of, oh my gosh, I'm this, I'm that, and coming down on yourself with judgment. Oh, and I've done it. Reevaluate the whole scene. Go back like Groundhog's Day. Replay the scene in your mind. And then ask yourself, well, wait, did that have anything to do with me? Really? The answer is no. I'm just going to give you the answer. No. It had everything to do with what the other individual or individuals were capable of receiving at that time of their life, or hearing at that time of their life, or acknowledging at that time of their life, or how they felt about life in that moment themselves. And we all know that we're not matching, right? We're all showing up every day the best way that we can. We're all showing up just going, all right, here we go. It's like you get out of bed every day. And even if you're not getting out of bed, like I've been laid up in bed before. I couldn't walk, as a matter of fact, after my car accident when I was a child. And I was in it started off with my legs in traction for a month in the hospital. And then it was a body cast for just under 4 months. Then after that, it was another almost 4 months, one of my legs in another cast. But I had to learn how to walk again. Then, after kidney failure, because of this rare autoimmune disease, I received the side effect of paralyzation. Okay, I couldn't walk. I couldn't move. All I remember is blinking and seeing. I couldn't even turn my head. I just remember laying there. I could hear everything, but I couldn't move. So, what I had though, despite my physical limitations, I had this ability to think. And I had this ability to choose my thoughts. And no one else was going to do it for me. No one else was going to change my mind. No, just me. That's on me. And if you think it's too tough and, like, why bother moving forward? Please think again. You are so incredibly important, and you are so incredibly necessary for our world. It's true. Just be yourself and allow yourself to live. And what is life? Well, to really live means that you just accept yourself as you are. You don't put any restrictions on yourself. If you feel like wearing, a purple shirt and tennis shoes that don't match, and you're just trying, throw on a mini skirt with it, then go ahead. And if you don't want to put the mini skirt on, put some sweatpants on. See how those different color shoes are making you feel. I don't know, maybe it just shifted something. Maybe you just flat out laugh because how ridiculous for some. I'm just saying. And then, have fun. Like, design what that moment is gonna be. But allow yourself to be open for what really happens. So, don't get stuck. Just don't get stuck in that this is never going to shift. This is never going to change. It's always been the same way. Well, the only reason that it keeps showing up the same way is because we didn't get it the first time. And we didn't get it the second time. Might take us 10 times. There's no, there's no period of time that you have to understand yourself at a different level. What matters is that you show up as this open individual who can all of a sudden say, oh my gosh, this thing that's going on here, yeah, I don't like how this feels. I'm gonna change it, and I'm going to decide how I respond to this, or how I participate with these others or what I feel around it. There's always a power. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, you always have a power. Don't let somebody else define who you are, despite what they know with conviction. That's just their opinion. And you know what? It's not like, I'm not saying just show up in life where people have a good opinion about you. No, show up despite what anybody else thinks. You know, you don't enter your day going, look at me, look at me, look at me. You better respond to me this way. You better respond to me this way. Look, you're going to go to the store. You might get flipped off in the car because somebody cut you off. You might have, somebody look at you like, I can't believe you're wearing that, like the 2 different color shoes. And, you just receive it, not as anything that determines who you are. No, it doesn't work that way. You get to decide who you are, no one else. So, getting back to the individual, I know what it feels like to question your worth in life. And I also know what it feels like to get beyond that question and to really allow myself to gain a new perspective of what is actually happening. Because where I question something, it's like, oh, what am I supposed to learn in this? Wait, what am I supposed to learn here? What am I not hearing? And what you're not hearing is not necessarily what another individual is thinking or feeling or saying. What are you saying? What are you feeling? That's the question. So show up in life. Love yourself. And acceptance is synonymous with love.